Hello everyone, this is Sneha Kulkarni. The project I chose is Big Data Case Study in Social Media, and I have taken Twitter as example. Twitter, also known as the SMS of the internet, has been a powerful social media service. So, in an effort towards big data harvesting and mining, I made an attempt to collect real time data and analyze it. Since there's a lot going on in the political arena, I decided to take the political candidates' popularity and unpopularity in the social media after Indiana 2016 primary and analyze it. Before diving into the details, let me first start with answering the question as to why Twitter is chosen for this case study. If we look at the Twitter usage statistics, there are currently 310 million people using Twitter, and the number of registered Twitter users only in the US is around 65 million as of April 2016. Every second, on average, around 6,000 tweets are tweeted, which corresponds to 200 billion tweets per year. So, there's a lot of ubiquitous data that is available from people who are been voicing their opinions. Just to give a brief technical summary, I've used Python as the language for the project. Tweep is a library to communicate with Twitter platform, and Twitter streaming API is used for real streaming of data. Pandas for intermediate data storage and data analysis. RE regular expression module in Python that helped me in text matching patterns. Matplotlib has been used to produce graphs to do the data visualization. And there's a very popular website, right, tag.com, that gives out clues as to what tags are popular related to the subject. And I used a data set of 212 MB to accomplish this case study. So the project implementation can be divided into four major parts. First one is like getting data from Twitter streaming API. So for this, we need to have a Twitter account. If we don't already have one, we need to create one. And then we need to create a Twitter application by visiting apps.twitter.com. Once we agree to all the terms and conditions, we can generate the API keys and the API secret keys. Once we are done with this, we are ready to interact with the Twitter platform. And on the developer side, we need to install Tweepy, create auth handler, and based on the keys generated in the previous step, we can do the Twitter authentication. And now we are ready to stream some real-time data. So for this project, as I mentioned, I used 212 MB of data. Basically, I kept the real streaming data to be running for almost a day. So the tweets that we collect from the streaming API is in the form of a JSON object. And this data can be saved into data frames and pandas that help us in doing data manipulation and analysis. And to mine the tweets, that is to match the keywords for what we were looking for in that streamed data, I have used the regular expression library, and from that explanation, from that analysis, I could collect the demographics, like what were the countries that were tweeting the most and what was the language that was being used most during tweeting, and what were the keywords that generated a lot of tweets. So all these stats were then captured and could build some graphs using Matplotlib. Just to show you an example of a sample JSON object that holds this tweet, this is the user ID that is tweeting. This is the name, and then the location and the country, and then this is all his profile details, and then we should also have a language, LANG. So this is basically all key value pairs that comes out from that tweet. And the text This refers to his actual tweet. He has used a hashtag and then he has mentioned some comment, and we can also see the geo information, the coordinates. So as you see, it encompasses a lot of information. So here is the language. So he has been tweeting in English. So once we get the information from those tweets, I was able to do some data visualization on the stats using the Matplotlib. So I was able to capture almost close to 35,000 tweets, and from the language, seems like the top language that was tweeted in was English. And if the language was not mentioned in the tweet, or somehow it was not captured in the tweet, then it just comes in as undefined. And the next best was Spanish, and then there was French. Similarly, based on the countries, if we want to get what were the countries that were tweeting the most, seems like it was United States that was tweeting the most, and then the next best was Deutschland, and the next was Canada, and then Netherlands. And if for some reason again cannot capture the country name, it just comes in as undefined. And then based on the actual text of the tweet, these were some of the popular keywords or the hashtags that were occurring uh, in the tweets combined. So this hashtag or the keyword never Trump was tweeted almost close to 19,000, and then Trump 2069 keyword was occurring maybe close to 1,000 tweets, and then I am with her tweet that occurred almost in 10,000 tweets. And there was Hillary 2016 tweet, which was tweeted maybe close to 1,500 times. Then Bernie or Buzz tweet, and then the crew tweet. The challenges, the major drawback of this streaming API that I used for the project is the is we receive only sample of tweets that are actually occurring. So the actual percentage of total tweets receive varies heavily based on the user's request and the current traffic. But there is a way where we could access near real-time data, delivering us 100% of the tweets that matches our specified criteria. That's called as the Twitter Firehose, but it's a paid service. The Twitter streaming API is free, and you could just keep the program running and you could collect as much data as you wish, and that would be free. But the Twitter Firehose, which delivers us 100% tweets, it's a paid service. So if we have to broaden the scope of my current project, we could just gather as much data on these political candidates, and we could find out the actual popularity on these candidates going forward, how they are performing in the polls, and we could even predict as to which candidate would be close to winning the elections. So, Twitter data constitutes a rich source that can be used for capturing information about any topic imaginable. It can be used in different use cases, such as finding trends related to a specific keyword, measuring brand sentiment, and gathering feedback about new products, services, new stores, restaurants, movies, TV shows, etc. So that ends my project, and I really enjoyed doing this case study. Thanks for watching, guys.